Everybody loves tools. Let's do a real quick review. This won't take you long at all. We've got a 3/8 drive shorty. I believe it was 72 teeth, and it's knurled. Got the exact same version of that with the smooth handle. It is a touch longer, but not so long that it won't fit into most places. But I got both. And then I've got the smooth handle and the really teeny tiny one, which honestly you usually end up using like this and pushing on it with your finger for tight places. And then I went ahead and got the 1/2 inch as well. Now, all these ratchets were roughly $8 to $11 a piece if you bought some junk off of Temu. I know, Temu, right? Some kind of weird Chinesium. But this is the kind of stuff. There's some Princess Auto stuff that's like Canadian Harbor Freight. And then you got nuts, bolts, different things. So just for trims and whatnot. And I mean, you know, chances are I'll use a quarter what's in those boxes and the rest will just go into nowhere land. Here you got some more stuff. There's your Power Fist Princess Auto. A bunch of lock nuts, stainless washers, and you know, remember those? You're always running out of those. There's tiny ones, there's bigger ones in there. So you spend a little bit of money on that. Everything's pretty much dirt cheap, but you spend enough and they try to give away this stuff at 10 bucks, sometimes free. So I think, I believe that one was free. That was like 8 or 9 bucks, 10 bucks, and then like 10 something, 10.38, whatever it was. That's Canadian. So in the States, you're probably paying a little less than that. How precise is it? Not overly. Let's see if we can show. So as you can see, this bolt ain't seized. It'd be nicer if it was a little bit seized, but let's see if we can get a good picture of that. So as loose as this is, well, let's spin her down to where she's no longer loose. I just have it sitting in a clip, speed nut clip. Huh. Bear with me, trying to film with the one hand. And okay. That's tight. We're going to push it. So you need about a 1/2 inch at the back of the handle. So like I say, snap-on quality or Mac tools or anything super duper high-end, not at all. But these locks work real nice. They're very positive. I think they're all 72 tooth. How strong are they? I don't know. Now, if you're doing hardcore mechanics all the time, you'll have to try them out and do your own testing. But I do a lot of body and paint and resto work, right? So we're talking putting the markers in the back of the fender, reaching up underneath the car to get, you know, screws in the trim, even putting these screws in for this trim piece out here. This is the back of a dart fender, right? But I can use that mini and it goes along good. My hands don't hurt. They work good. Now, I think I spoke about them in a video prior. But basically, I just wanted to reiterate, I've been using these for a few months now, every single day. And the funny thing, when I go to my toolbox, I've been grabbing one of these. They're light, well, like they're heavy, they're made well, but they're small, they're short, and I really dig them. So they sit on top. I do got all the others in there, different brands. And I've got a few other tool kits. See what I mean? Falls right off, but it won't fall off when it's locked. They seem to work really good. Yeah, tools everywhere. But yeah, you know, putting all trim pieces on and hinges and door handles and things that need to be snug, you know, not overly tight. Now, I'm not saying that that's the right thing for pulling a super seized bolt, for instance. I pulled this out of a car yesterday, and as you can see, it's totally cross-threaded. It was tight all the way out. and I was using the 3/8 ratchet on that, and it was no big deal. But I mean, you had to really crank it because it was short. So a longer one would have been better. Are they good enough that I would trust them in a longer ratchet doing stuff like that every day? I don't know. But I pick them up every day. I use them to take off hoods and fenders and everything else, all the trim pieces, right? Any trim that's got to go back on this car. Well, even removing the fender. I think I used 1/3/8 long ratchet in a couple places, but this car was freshly put together, even though it was out of older parts. And basically, you know, 90% of the work I did was with that. At any rate, I think they're a great tool. And I hate to admit that because, you know, Chinesium tools. But it is what it is. They sit at the very top of my toolbox right there all the time, and I use them all the time. Before that, in Canada, we've got this Mastercraft, and they're sort of guaranteed for life. So if anything happens to this, I bring it in. They get stiff and wear out, and they put new guts in, or they just give you new and off the shelf. Now that's great. Now with this stuff, I don't know that Temu will do anything, but this was not $8 or $10. So these Temu things do function better than those. And I'd say those are middle of the road. So if you're down in the States, you could probably compare them to Craftsman tools. Maybe older Husky tools. I don't know what Husky's like now. Anyways, if you're seeing that fender, check out my next video and we'll show you what that's going on. Thanks for watching. Cheers.